Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the channel. Um, we getting straight to it. More basketball talk, more b-ball talk. I know y'all seen the. If y'all didn't see it, go listen to the Lakers video. I just put up the LeBron video. I just put up. LeBron still, incredible. Year 19, still doing this. Not year 19, year 21. He's 39. That makes the nines up there. Um, Still incredible, still ridiculous. But I want to talk about the other LA team, the other LA team that was beat last night. They didn't have their most recent acquisition, um, which makes a difference because they traded a ton of role players, and none of those people were there last night. But again, it's not an excuse. But you still have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, PJ Tucker, and Kawhi Leonard. I said PJ Tucker because of defense. This video is about the acquisition of old James Harden, right? So unlike a lot of people, I really don't have an issue with James Harden. I used to. Yeah, I definitely used to. Well, actually, I kind of do. Just with his playoff performances, but I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how he can go from being literally an all timer in the regular season, any regular season, even last regular season, led the league in assists. The Houston regular season, we already know those are set in stone. So it's really confusing to me how a guy can be at that level and still not be at that level on the playoffs. Nothing about that with this video. What I want to discuss are the Clippers. The Clippers have gone in twice. First, to get the two set of superstars that have never played really together at all, and this is year 5. And they brought in Russell Westbrook, who was shunned from the Lakers. I understand he has some hard feelings. If y'all didn't see it last night, LeBron was dapping everybody up. Russ wasn't going for it. Um, I can understand that because you got me traded. You got me traded. You got me thrown under the bus. You threw me under the bus. You let everybody else throw me under the bus. So I understand his harsh feelings. A lot of people don't. When it's millions of people pointing at you and laughing at you, it's a little different mentally when you on your own home court in your own hometown, and there's people booing you or messing with your family or messing with you on the court. It's your own home court, and you really can't find any peace. That's very different. It's a very different mindset, and it looks as though like the Laker organization did nothing to actually slow that down or stop that. From a lot of different points of view. If you see an interview, Russell Westbrook had a little bit of an interview yesterday, and he just talked about all the things, the difference between him being on the Lakers and him being on the Clippers. He kind of eluded the question, but he said things are just a lot better because what he was going through mentally last year versus what he's going through this year, it's just night and day. So you can only tell from a guy like Russell Westbrook, who is tough as they come, plays all the time, very consistent, plays hard, been playing hard for like 13, 14 years straight, multiple surgeries. He had more knee surgeries than Derrick Rose. He's playing as hard as possible every single game. Even if he played bad, he's playing hard. But now the Clippers have added James Harden to this. Um, this could potentially lead to maybe Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, which another ego thing. Obviously he is a starting player, but as far as a fit for the team, I would prefer to have him come off the bench. Or maybe, just stagger him and James as much as possible. And in the playoffs, I don't know how you're gonna make this decision, but um I feel as though that the Clippers have done something. First of all, there are 4 superstars, which is 4 all NBA players, 4 superstars, two MVPs, one finals MVP, and they're still not seen as the favorite to come out the West. Think about this. We still think Denver. We still have people still have the Lakers over them. Denver is definitely number one with a bullet. Phoenix has been placed over them really, even after the James Harden acquisition. My question is, What are the Clippers planning? They have two players, James Harden, now I believe Paul George. Contracts are coming up this year. You have Kawhi Leonard, who has another, I believe, another year. Either Kawhi or Paul George, they have another year on their contract. You have Russell Westbrook, who you just signed, and to me, Russ is on he's making like 3 million. He's already made 50 million for multiple years. He's on incredible. It's still 3 million. Fucking shit. He's on an incredible deal for somebody like Russell Westbrook, and it feels as though they haven't really climbed the ladder. I guess we're gonna have to see it on the court. What do they do next year? What do they do the year after that? Are they just going to become the Clippers again? They're opening their own forum. They're building their own stadium. They no longer have to share an arena with the Lakers anymore. They have that coming out within the next year or two. And it feels as though, again, that nothing has changed. We still see the same old Clippers. We're still predicting the same old Clippers. And they have a very unique situation because you have James Harden, who's recently, the last 2 or 3 years, really since getting injured in Brooklyn, has not been the Iron Man, but he's a lot more of an Iron Man than Paul George and Kawhi is. And I say he's not Iron Man, he's still playing a lot of fucking games. But the Houston version, you know what I mean? It seems like he's playing 80 games a year, to be honest with you. What is how do they win? What are they putting together? What's the team like? It's James Harden again. He's easily the best passer on their team. Not easily. You have Westbrook, but he's the best passer on the team. He's probably the best pure scorer on a team. But there's really nothing else. So, the Clippers thing just it just confuses me. So I need some clarity, some light. Is it a we get James Harden, we have Russell Westbrook just in case somebody gets injured, which has happened every year for the last what 5? Is that just backup insurance? Because they were getting to the playoffs with no Kawhi and no Paul George. They were getting at least to the play in. So if you have at least Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and those two were to go out again, it's 5 years in a row, they can at least get you to the playoffs. Because you can get to the playoffs by yourself. You have a very good coach. And I want to discuss how underrated Tyronn Lue has been, and how much of a shit show it's been on him. Think about this. We don't think about the coaches at all. The coaches get fired when shit fuck up. Even if it's on the players, the coaches get fired. If they don't make if they just end up injured again and fuck up, the coach gonna get fired. If you look at Tyronn Lue's record versus how he's coached versus what the talent has on the actual roster, how does that look on his resume? Think about how many wins, regular season wins, he's supposed to have on his resume the last 5 years if these two guys actually played. That type of stuff matters. This coach is Hall of Fame. Coaches have legacies too. He needs to find another job too. Everybody ain't gonna just care about anything being situational because if they did, a lot of coaches wouldn't get fired. So everything is not seen on a situational basis. So Tyronn Lue is the you come into a start lineup and it's Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Marquise Morris, Nick Batum, Zubac, and Terrence Mann. That's your lineup for like 4 years. Because Paul George and Kawhi play like 30 games, 20 games. You were brought into LA to coach these two guys. And this is, and your lineup is basically a bunch of role players. You're still making it to the playoffs. You still make it to the play. So I would just like some clarity. If anybody can discuss this with me, what are the Clippers doing? I know this year matters. Next year don't matter. We'll have to talk about next year. What the hell is going on in Clipperland? They just brought in PJ Tucker as well. It was a great um defensive asset. Do they think this is just the Drew League? Do they think they could just run out there and do what they do and just play? Because at the end of the day, basketball is just it's just guys on the court. It's really about matchups, and it's just about some guys on the court. And if you have all the talent at the end of the day, that kind of matters. Again, these are four NBA all NBA players. And we ain't talking third team. These is first team niggas. The only reason all these dudes can't be first team at the same time is because people like LeBron and Durant and Curry, all timers, exist. So they're first and second teamers, or third teamers, you know what I mean? But Paul George and Kawhi haven't been playing no games, so they really have, but their talent level easily, Kawhi easily. Whenever Kawhi play, he's if LeBron or Giannis not playing, Kawhi is the best player. I was gonna say Durant, but if LeBron or Giannis not playing, or Jokic, Kawhi is the best player on the court. Period. Same thing can be said for Paul George. You can add a couple more players. You can add about I'll add people like Tatum. You add about 3, 4 more players to that list. So it's like 6, 7 players. If not, Paul George is the best on the court. Add another 2. If not, James Harden's the best player on the court. Nobody's playing harder than Russell Westbrook. So they definitely have the talent. I just don't know what the hell is going on, and what the hell goes forward with that. So let's just have a goddamn clip of discussion. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? How are they gonna do it this year? Is Jim Harden gonna come in and be successful because he hasn't played at all? He didn't play last night. PJ Tucker came straight in off the flight. Nigga was playing last night against the Lakers. I have no idea if he knew what he was even doing besides playing defense. I mean, he's not scoring anyway. When is James Harden going to play? How this is going to look? And is this another Clipper disaster? And at the very least, to be clear, they have 4 All NBA players. So if you lose Paul George and let's say you lose Kawhi, or you lose Harden, you lose Westbrook. I mean, if you can keep 2 of them, I think you're in fucking good shape. So I don't, I don't, I'm not really doubting how they are gonna be in the future. I kind of did earlier, but I just thought about it. You got 4 players. If you keep 2 of them niggas, if you just have James Harden and Kawhi, I think you're fine. If you have Westbrook, James Harden, and Kawhi, I think you're fine. Um, So group discussion. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. What y'all think about the Clippers? How this gonna go? Again, I'm not really a James Harden a slanderer. I think the teams that he had with the Houston Rockets were abysmal. You could say, oh well, they brought in Dwight Howard, they brought in Chris Paul, they brought in Russell Westbrook. Embiid had the same thing. Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, for those few years was an All NBA player and an All Team All NBA player. James Harden, and again, we talk about James Harden's playoffs performances. Joel Embiid had 13 points in the elimination game. So, to me, he's in the same boat. Let me know what y'all think. It's Clipper Land. I'm doing Clipper videos. You know we're trying to get it. Let's hop.